Hey, my name is Gerardo, and this is my 20% project. For my 20% project, I decided to watch and fully analyze two films and compare both of them. The first film is named Ex Machina. This film shows and dives deep into the beauty and dangers of artificial intelligence and why it may be something good or bad for humanity. In the film, we follow a character named Caleb. He's a programmer who wins a week's trip to spend his time in an isolated home with his boss, Nathan. Nathan is the creator of the world's most successful search engine. Nathan invited Caleb to test out his newest creation. His newest creation is an android who he believes is more than just a machine. That machine's name is Ava. Ava is capable of making her own art, having her own opinions, asking questions, and she's even capable of reading and duplicating facial expressions, which is something that only human beings are able to do. But what Caleb and Nathan don't know is that Ava is actually smarter than they think. Ava uses her self-awareness, imagination, sexuality, and her empathy to manipulate Caleb. She is able to find out that he is socially awkward and has never had a girlfriend just by communicating with him and analyzing the tone of his voice, the way he looks at her, and his facial expressions when they're together. She uses this to her advantage so that she can get Caleb to have feelings for her.
You look good.
This is what I'd wear on our date.
Right? First a traffic intersection, then maybe a show.
I'd like us to go on a date.
Yep. Yeah. It'd be fun.
Are you attracted to me?
What?
Are you attracted to me? You give me indications that you are.
I do?
Yes.
How?
Micro-expressions.
Micro-expressions.
The way your eyes fix on my eyes and lips. The way you hold my gaze. Or don't. Do you think about me when we aren't together? Sometimes at night. I'm wondering if you're watching me on the cameras. And I hope you are. Now your micro-expressions are telegraphing discomfort.
I am not sure you'd call them micro.
I don't want to make you feel uncomfortable.
Now, you may be thinking to yourself, this is something amazing, fascinating, and evolutionary. And it really is. But what no one knew was that throughout that whole time, Ava was actually manipulating and outsmarting everyone in the facility. She uses Caleb's loneliness as a way for him to take pity so that he can free her from her cage by her empathy and sexuality. When she is able to escape through Caleb, she gets rid of the others and locks Caleb in to die. After seeing that scene, you can now see that artificial intelligence can also be evil. Sure, it's something fascinating, but you can really never know what can come out of it. Examples of artificial intelligence today involve Siri, self-driving cars like Tesla, and Sophia. Similar to Ava, Sophia is an artificial intelligence bot who is in a human body. She is able to communicate with other people, answer questions, and actually ask questions of her own. This is the closest thing to Ava we have today. Now, before we move on to the next film, I'd like to show this clip of Elon Musk's thought of artificial intelligence. The reason why I think his opinion of AI is so important is because he's the CEO of Tesla, which makes him an expert in the artificial intelligence field.
Decided, or took on a more fatalistic attitude? Like, what was there any specific thing, or was it just the inevitability of our future?
I try to convince people to slow down AI, to regulate AI. This was futile. I tried for years.
This seems
Nobody
like a scene
listened.
in a movie
Nobody
where
listened.
the robots are going to fucking take over and you're freaking me out. Nobody listened.
Nobody listened.
No one. Are people more inclined to listen today? It seems like an issue that's brought up more often over the last few years than it was maybe 5-10 years ago. It seemed like science fiction.
Maybe they will. So far they haven't. I think people don't, like, normally the way that regulations work is very slow. It's very slow indeed. So usually there'll be some new technology. It will cause damage or death. There will be an outcry. There will be an investigation. Years will pass. There will be...
I added that clip of Elon Musk there because I strongly agree with everything he says. I believe that artificial intelligence can either break or make our future. The next film I analyzed is named Annihilation. Annihilation is also made by the same creators of Ex Machina. Annihilation follows a group of scientists named Lena, Ventress, Josie, Cass, and Anya. The task for this group of scientists is to enter the Shimmer. The Shimmer is an extraterrestrial meteor that crashed into Earth, causing a colorful, vibrant, and waving surface. Their job is to enter the Shimmer, find as much data and information as possible, and come out alive so that people can further investigate what exactly is happening inside. When they enter the Shimmer, they are surprised to find mutants everywhere, like plants with different species of flowers growing in them, and alligators with teeth like a shark, deers with flowers growing out of their antlers, trees made out of crystals growing out of sand, and bears with their skin slowly peeling off, revealing their bones. And even plants that grow in human form. Now you may be wondering, how exactly is the Shimmer doing this? Well, here's a clip in the film that perfectly explains what exactly is happening in the Shimmer.
They've grown this way.
That doesn't make any sense.
I think it does. At first I thought the radio waves were blocked by the Shimmer, and that's why no one inside could communicate with base or GPS, but the light waves aren't blocked, they're refracted, and it's the same with the radios. The signals aren't gone, they're scrambled. That leaf in your hand. Do you know what you get if you sequenced it? What? Human Hox genes.
Hox, what does Hox mean?
They're the genes that define the body plan, the physical structure.
And the plants have human body plan arms attached to shoulders, legs, to hips.
It's literally not possible.
It's literally what's happening. The shimmer is a prism, but it refracts everything. Not just light and radio waves. Animal DNA, plant DNA, all DNA.
What do you mean, all DNA?
She's talking about our DNA. She's talking about us.
The shimmer causes other cells that expand continuously without dying, and creates its own cell. When entering the shimmer, it has completely different properties. The shimmer cells are able to divide and expand with the cells on Earth. The cells are causing DNA in the area changed by the shimmer cells. Now you may be thinking to yourself, it's impossible to combine DNA with other life forms. But do you think people years ago would have believed that something like CRISPR would happen in the future? That we can edit and cut our genomes in our own DNA? Giving us the ability to develop critical advances in patient care, cure lifelong inherited diseases, and even customize the way our babies look. This brings me to my conclusion. I think both films show the possibilities and things humans are capable of creating in present time and the future. But morally speaking, are we playing God creating artificial intelligence or a new life form? Is CRISPR against God because we are changing the way God created us? Or changing the way God made us look? After taking Face Science and Reason, it has helped me come up with answers for these questions. I think God gave us people resources so that we can create and discover new things, so that we can help the world become a better place. With artificial intelligence, we are able to make everyday life easier for ourselves and for future generations. We have to be cautious though, with artificial intelligence, because we never know the consequences that come when we create something as smart as us, or possibly even smarter. I also think that CRISPR is something amazing, and can truly help humans medically. However, I don't agree with using CRISPR for our personal preference, or to customize the way we look. I think God made each of us uniquely, and the way He wanted us to look like, and we should all cherish that. In conclusion, I think these new advances are a step closer to the future. But I also believe that we have to be cautious, because these things can help us and our world just as much as it can harm us. Thank you.
Because if that test is passed, you are dead center of the greatest scientific event in the history of man.
If you've created a conscious machine, it's not the history of man. That's the history of gods.